What words of wisdom would you share with the younger generation? Maybe something that you wish you would have known earlier or something that's helped you along the way.
So I would say prioritize yourself, right? We are, by nature, we are natural problem solvers. That's what we do. We deal with everybody else's problems. And in that mix, we forget about ourselves. And what we see is the more or the less that we put into our own issues or our own personal life. Now we see the manifestation of, those issues later that we discussed earlier. So prioritize yourselves. Stay positive in the negative. That's what I like to say to the recruits when I get to teach in the academies and things like that. Stay positive in the negative, right? Find a way to do it, whether it be physically or find a network of communication that you're comfortable with, an outlet, right? For me and my path, that was always my family. My wife was a great partner, my high school sweetheart. She knew what I wanted to do. She was fully behind me the whole time. And she knew that what it was going to entail on those difficult days when I came home. Got to talk about things. You got to, and I will say this, which may not be popular. You got to hold your administrations accountable. Okay. My job, our job in these positions is to give you the tools and the resources to get through those difficult times. Okay. If they're not doing that, you need to hold them accountable. This is where we have to get. All right. We know where we've been and we're on a good path forward. We've made significant strides in this effort, right? With our teams, with our programs, with our opportunities to take people that have been through those that are on the job, to take them that have the ones that have been through the most difficult things are the ones that are on my peer support team, right?
Yeah.
Because they're going to have the best insight into it. And so I would say, one, prioritize yourself, rely and lean on people that you trust, right? You have to have that outlet. You have to communicate it. You'll feel better at the end of the day. Physically prioritize yourselves. I'm a big 5:30 guy. I'm on the treadmill every morning. And that's, usually I'm listening to something motivational or spiritual or something like that. Set my mind right. I don't watch the news. I don't do any of that. Um, it goes back to the individual, the admiral, which he said, you make your bed, start every day with a completed task, right? You will feel better. I promise you. And I know that's tough with shifts and whatnot, but I've been able to navigate that. I didn't always work 8 to 4 and administration and whatnot. Um, but also, and I would end with this, remember how you felt when you got the job.
Mm.
If I could bottle that, right?
hmm
And serve it up every day, how great would this profession be? So
Yeah.
when you talk about the burnout and people, not being where they thought they should be at this stage in the career, and then you start to see the decline and whatnot. I often have said, remember how you felt when you got the job. We all took this for the same reason. One of your previous interviews, you asked the chief, and he said, the common answer is, I wanted to help you. I want to help people, right? That's why I wanted the job. And then you go through this extraordinary process nowadays to get hired, right? My dad in 1969 had an interview with the chief alone. He was asked one simple question. He answered it. He told him he was starting on Monday. Okay. Now, in the state of New York, you have to take the civil service exam. You have to pass the physical component to that. Then you go into your background check. Then you go into your interviews and your processes and whatnot that with your respective teams, which is it's a grueling process. And at the end of it, when you're told, we want you here, we want to make you part of our team, I've seen the reaction. I know what it is. It's always the same. Individuals are happy and pleased to have made it. It's such a significant achievement.
Yeah.
But if you can remember that moment and you can apply it every day, why you took the job, why you wanted to do this to begin with, right? It wasn't to make $1 million. We all know that, right? We do fairly well nowadays, and we're taken care of. Our government officials look out for us and help us through contracts, and there's not a lot of pushback and things like that. So we are very supported. But Remember how you felt that day. And also remember, so as chief of police, probably most difficult job I've had, not because I'm, working 20 hours a day or anything like that. I'm so far removed from why I took the job in this position, right? When you ask people why they want to do it and they say, I want to help people, not one applicant that I've ever interviewed, and I've interviewed many, has said, someday I want to deal with personnel complaints, budget, administrative dilemmas, and things of that nature, right? So they truly have the best opportunity coming out of the gate to make a difference, to make the most impact, to be a bigger part of the community. And I always tell our people, like, leave it better than you found it, right? How are you going to do that? We've done some tremendous things here, and I'm not a credit person. Like, that's why I say we, um, because it takes a team to be able to do that. But I'm excited about the future of the profession. As I said, uh, we're doing the right things, we're making the right decisions, and we're prioritizing things accordingly now. So I firmly believe that it's better than it's ever been.